to attend club meetings regularly. Nobody's reading with me.
To prepare
all my projects to the best of my ability,
basing them
on Toastmasters education program.
To prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide
fellow members
with helpful constructive evaluations, to help
the club maintain the positive,
friendly environment
necessary for all members
to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer
when called
upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education
and recognition programs,
to heart within Toastmaster core values,
educational and recognition programs of integrity, respect during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. So help me God.
I lost his voice. Is it me or everyone?
Same here.
Everyone.
Yeah, this is TM Timothy. You need to enable me. TM Timothy, the timekeeper. Please enable me so I can share my card.
Done. Same. I think you should just pick up from there.
Okay,
sorry, network threw me out. So I was saying, I was talking about the agitations by Nigerian youth in the past few weeks, the NSAS movement and the activities that have actually revolved around it. And it speaks so much largely to why it is important and why everybody needs to get their voice heard. And I think I love one particular phrase that have been generated from this particular move.
Are you back on? TM something.
I guess the other issue is the network.
Okay, I guess I'll take over from here.
All right.
My fellow Toastmasters and guests, I warmly welcome you to the Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters meeting with a theme, Be Heard. The past few weeks have been a very challenging period for all of us. We all have been affected in one way or another by the NSAS protest and the associated incidents. We commiserate with the families of those who lost their lives in this monumental struggle. We also pray that our leaders learn from this and take steps to make Nigeria reclaim her pride of place in the Committee of Nations. Friends, from the debacle that further trailed this peaceful endeavor, you will agree with me that there is a more pressing need for us to embrace dialogue, lend our voices, and be heard in the affairs of our nation. Isn't that what we learn or do in Toastmasters? How do we get heard? Well, there is no magic formula to get people to listen to you. There are things you can do to get people more inclined to listen, more inclined to being heard. Number one, become an active listener. A major key to being heard is knowing how to listen. People who know they are being heard are more inclined to listen to you. Some listening techniques will be to give the person your full attention, not looking around the room or fiddling with your cell phone. Also, you may ask for clarification, summarize what you have heard, or even nod when necessary to encourage the speaker. Just listen carefully and offer your thoughts instead of prepping your response while the other person is talking. Stephen R. Covey said, most people do not listen to understand. Most people listen with the intent to reply. Number two, know your audience and match your communication style to their needs. If you want people to hear you, then you need to speak at their level. According to Geoffrey Duart, if you want to be heard, learn the language of your listeners. Consider, for example, there are different cultures and their listening pace. In Toastmasters, we acknowledge vocal variety, pacing, tone, language, and examples as some of the ways to enhance speech delivery. Choose them with your specific audience in mind. Number three, and I'm going to stop at that because I know people remember things in three. Number three, make sure to communicate valuable content to your listeners. There's a saying that it's not what you say, but how you say what you say that matters. I beg to disagree with that. In as much as you say how you say what you say affects your speech delivery, your audience equally want to benefit from your central message. Say rubbish in any way that you can, and it doesn't remove the fact that it's still what it is, rubbish. Work on your content. Give your listeners an ROA, return on attention. If they're going to spend their time listening to you, then give them value for their time. Ladies and gentlemen, speak to be heard. Our Toastmaster of the day is someone who, since joining Toastmasters in 2019, has practiced and demonstrated the art of lending his voice and being heard. He has earned Best Speaker Award in a previous meeting. He is a finance consultant who loves having fun. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's make welcome to the virtual lectern, the Toastmaster of the day, TM Jayeola Koka.
Thank you. Please, people, are you not going to clap for me? Are you not going to welcome me to the virtual lantern? Thank you, Mr. President, and welcome, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today you are in for a colossal treat. As the Toastmaster of the day, I would be your host. As you have heard and seen of today's meeting, the theme of the meeting is Be Heard. In Nigeria, we protested on the streets of Lagos because we wanted to be heard. Many of us joined Toastmasters because we wanted to improve on our communication skills. We wanted to be heard. In this Toastmasters environment, there are three phases that you must go through, that you must pass through in order for you to be heard. The first phase is the table topics phase, where members and guests have an opportunity to present 1 to 2 minute impromptu speeches. The second phase is the prepared speech phase, where several members present their speech based on the Toastmasters project manual. And the third last and final phase is the evaluation phase, where our speakers are giving feedback on the presentation of their speech by fellow members in a helpful and constructive manner using given evaluation criteria. So now that I have brought you up to speed with what you should expect from this meeting, I would also want you to know that I would not be performing the management of the meeting alone. I have a colossal team working with me on this. And since Toastmasters, in Toastmasters, evaluation is seen as the most critical, I'll start by introducing the general evaluator of today's meeting in the person of Toastmaster Juliet Okene. Toastmaster Juliet Okene is a chartered accountant with 18 years post-qualification experience. She recently made a career switch from finance to HR and is the head of compensation and benefits. She's a life strategist, a head coach at Audacity Network, and she helps high potential individuals gain self-awareness, clarify goals, achieve their development objectives, and bridge the gap between their performance and potential. Please welcome to the virtual lantern, Toastmaster Juliet Okene. Toastmaster Juliet Okene, you can take control of the meeting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, the Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am so happy to be here. And I will be your general evaluator for today's meeting. So for the benefits of the guests who are new, my role is divided into 3 parts. The first part is to introduce the evaluators for the prepared speech. Second part is to introduce the tag team, which is the timer, accountants, and all of that. And thirdly, I will give my evaluation of the general meeting at the end of the meeting. So first off, let me introduce the tag team. And I would like to call on TM Folashayo Omisore to explain her role to the House.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Evaluator, I guess. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm going to be your grammarian for today's meeting, and it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers list and listening carefully to their usage of English language. Also, as the grammarian, it is my duty to introduce the word of the day, and the word of the day is colossal, which means extremely large or great. An example of using the word is, I received a colossal amount of mail over the holidays. I received a colossal amount of mails over the holidays. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day in their speeches. I'll present my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian. I hope I will learn a colossal amount of information today in this meeting. Next up, I would like to call on the listening evaluator in the person of TM Chinyere Emeka.
Okay, thank you, General Evaluator.
TM Chinyere, please.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. So in as much as we are trying to improve our communication skills, our listening skills shouldn't be left out. So on this note, I'll be playing the role as a listening evaluator. And my goal is to test how well we all have listened during the meeting by taking notes of everybody, the speaker and the role player, everything that must have been said in the meeting. And at the end of the meeting, I'll be giving my report to know how well we've listened. So at the end of the meeting, you'll see me. So thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, TMP Chinyere. The next role player I would like to introduce is the timekeeper of today's meeting in the person of TM Timothy. TM Timothy, please.
Yeah, thank you, Madam General Evaluator. My name is Timothy, and good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role is, I'm playing the role of a timekeeper, and I am to ensure that every speaker uses the time allotted to them wisely. So for the table topics, we have 2 minutes. At the first 1 minute, I'm going to raise the green card. Then at the end, for 1 minute 30 seconds, I would be raising the green card, and at 2 minutes, I'll be raising the red card. Please note that speakers who use more than 2 minutes have like 30 seconds to round up their speeches. And for the prepared speeches, we have like 7 minutes to speak. And at 5 minutes, I'm going to be raising the green card. I'll raise the yellow card at the 6th minute. Then I'll raise the red card at the 7th minute. Also, please note that okay, speakers have 30 seconds to round up their speeches after the 7th minute. So I'll be called upon when the time, I will present my report. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, TM Timothy. The next role player I will introduce is TM Folashade. TM Folashade is our accountant for today. TM Folashade, please.
Okay. Good morning once again, Toastmasters and guests. As your accountant, I'll be taking note of any overused words. These words are known as pause fillers. They give an impression like the speaker isn't sure what they're saying. We have them in 2 categories. We have them in words or in sounds. Example of words are but, as in, you know. Example of sounds are At the end of today's meeting, anyone who uses this pause fillers the most, will tell them not to do that again. Thank you, and over to you, Madam Moderator.
Thank you, TM Folashade. Coincidentally, the last meeting that I attended, I was the R Master of the day. It was a colossal error because I said so many R's. So today I hope to do better. Our next role player is the Table Topics Master in the person of TM Tessie. TM Tessie, please.
Good morning, everybody, and fellow Toastmasters. My name is Tessie, and I'll be your Table Topic Master for today. This is a fun portion of the meeting that allows us to practice our impromptu speaking skills. And it also allows for every member who doesn't currently have a speaking role to speak. I'll hand it over back to you, TM General Evaluator. Thank you.
I lost her voice.
No, I'm back. Thank you. So TM Tessie, I was hoping you would just go straight to the table topic session.
Okay.
Then later you hand over to me.
Oh, okay, not a problem. Okay, so let's go straight into the table topic session. Please, I'd like to know who our first volunteer is, who will be the first person to start this session.
I would like to volunteer. My name is Ubara.
Oh, Ubara, thank you very much. Put our hands together for Ubara. Okay, Ubara, for your table topic session, your question is, what is the most thought-provoking book you have ever read? And Timothy is by the corner, and I want to believe our time starts now.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. What is my most provoking book I've ever read? I was introduced to a book that actually got me thinking about a lot of things I wasn't aware about. And a friend of mine who happens to be TM Juliet Okene introduced me to the Think and Grow Rich. I think that's the book I've read that really provoked me to think outside the box more than any other book I've read. It made me to realize a lot of things that I was ignoring. Most of the things I used to blame outside forces, thinking it's supposed to be this or that. I got to understand that most of the times I have relinquished my powers, or rather doing what I'm supposed to do than blaming it on some other persons. So on reading that book, it reawakens a lot of things in me. And reading that book had made me to understand a lot of things I ordinarily didn't understand initially. And I think has made me a better person in terms of doing things the way I ought to, and has improved me from what I used to be to a better me. So if you ask me, Think and Grow Rich is that book. I will urge everybody, if you haven't, to please get a copy of that book and read it. You'll be happy you did. Thank you. The Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much for that interesting insights. Okay, we'll move on to the next volunteer, Ibrahim Kasim. And the question for the day is, what does being heard mean to you in terms of the NSAS protests? Thank you.
Can you please repeat the question?
Okay. What does being heard mean to you in terms of the NSAS protest?
Thank you most generously, Master. Being heard, as it were, means a lot during the NSAS protest. Let's begin from the peaceful protest by the youth. They came together and had one voice, even though the voice wasn't heard immediately. But over time, when the government looked at the agitation of the youth and they now saw the seriousness in their being together, they begin to pay attention to them. Though at a point the protest didn't go the right way because of the situation of some hoodlums, as it were, eventually the yearning of the government is going to put certain things in place. I can already feel how much impact this is having on our nation. It's not the best for us at the moment, but the colossal injury done to society is affecting all our standards. To that end, I want to believe that the government have really heard the yearning of the youth. Not only the youth, but the entire population. So those that participated in the NSAS protest will benefit in the long run. And of course, those that put their lives on the line will definitely enjoy what it tends to be the benefit. So they heard, goes without saying, that if you stand your foot, if you stand your position, if you ensure that your voice is going to be enunciated without shaking for once, your voice will definitely be heard. It's something of the master.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. for telling us about our voice and how we can be heard. So we go on to our third volunteer, Abubakar Gimba.
Yes, Madam Table Topics Mistress.
Okay, and the question for you is, what is the most interesting thing for you during Christmas?
Thank you so much, Madam Table Topics Mistress, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good morning. I am a Muslim, but I love Christmas. Let me just start by saying every Christmas I look forward to the food. We receive lots of food, especially the rice and the goat meat, the chicken, the juices, and all those things. I really love the fact that whenever there's Christmas, we don't even cook at home because we know we'll get a lot of food from neighbors and the like. So for me, really, the Christmas is all about the food. I'm always indoors during Christmas. I don't really go anywhere. I've been in Lagos for about 3-4 years now. So that was when I even realized that also, so during Christmas, there's a lot of activities and all those things. I mean, I know Christians go to church and all those things. But for me, really, it's the food. And also, when I started working, I started valuing public holidays a lot more than usual. So every public holiday to me, but Christmas, when at the end of the year, we have this 5, 6, 7 days break from work. So we have from Christmas to the end of the year off. So like a week or 2 weeks off at the end of the year, which for me is the icing on the cake. So Christmas, even though I don't celebrate Christmas, but I wish every day would be Christmas. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Abubakar, for sharing your Christmas experience with us. We'll call on Juliet Okene, but before I do that, Timothy, please, do we still have a bit of time? Timothy. Toastmaster Timothy. Okay.
Yeah, have time.
Okay. Okay. Please, I'd like to call on TM Juliet Okene.
Yes, please.
And the question for you is, tell us what you think about the current traffic situation in Lagos.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And thank you, the topic master, for this question, even though I think it's a rhetorical question, because the current traffic in Lagos is the traffic in Lagos. Lagos in Africa is synonymous with traffic. If you think of anything colossal when you want to think of traffic, maybe apart from New York, you think Lagos. So if you now ask me about the current traffic situation, hello, Lagos is a freeway now. In 10 minutes, you are moving from Ireland to mainland. There's no traffic. Maybe it's the NSAS thing. Maybe it's the lockdown. Maybe it's the coronavirus. But there's no more traffic in Lagos. Pre-COVID, and then you can ask me the question of how the traffic situation is. Today, we don't have traffic in Lagos. Lagos is a freeway. It's synonymous to Calabar and synonymous to Abuja now with regards to traffic. So the Toastmaster of the day, I would say categorically, the traffic situation in Lagos as of today, the 31st of October, 2020, is a dream come true, was an impossible feat until COVID came into our lives. Over to you, the topic master.
Thank you very much, Juliet, TM Juliet, for giving us that update on the traffic in Lagos. So we'll move on to our next volunteer, TM Beverly Okoye. TM Beverly?
Yes, good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I'm just connect up. Good morning.
Morning. And the question is, what are the 2 people in your life that inspire you and why?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. That's a really important question to me, actually, at the moment, because there's a lot going on in my life. So it's very important to me to look to a support group to kind of help me and bring me through the various challenges that I'm facing. But I do also think that when one goes through these challenges, which can be quite colossal, it's very important you choose very carefully who you choose to surround yourself with, because their views will definitely have a big impact on your situation and in your life as a whole. So to answer the question, I guess the 2 people I would say that inspire me the most would have to be my daughter. And I'll just give an example very briefly why she inspired me. There was an issue I was going through at work, and she wasn't with me at the time, and she sent me a text. And the text was very, very pertinent, because I was currently on a Zoom call at work. And then the text came through and it said, "If you think you're too small to make a difference, you haven't spent a night with a mosquito." And I thought that was so inspiring, given what I was just going through. And that just gave me the added boost I needed to kind of get through the various challenges I was facing. Then the second person I would say that inspires me would have to be my mother. So my mother is actually Jamaican, but she spent over 19 years living in Nigeria because she's married to a Nigerian. She married a Nigerian husband, my father. And that whole kind of cultural integration, I saw it play out in a number of different ways, from what she wore, from what she ate, from how she spoke. But she was able to overcome them and become very successful in Nigeria. And so I'm able to take some lessons from that and use that in my life. So I would say those are the 2 areas, or the 2 people rather, that inspire me. Thank you very much.
Hello? Thank you very much, Beverly.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Beverly, for letting us know who your inspirations are and how they have influenced you. We have one more volunteer, TM Tommy. TM Tommy.
Hello there. Hiya.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, TM Tommy. The question is, what are the 3 things you look for in a good friend? And why?
What are the 3 things I look for in a good friend and why? Thank you, Table Topic Master. I believe it's important to have a companion in life, because life has its ups and downs. When you're going through the highs, you need someone to be able to celebrate it with. And when you're going through the downs, you need someone to be able to pick you up. What do I believe are the 3 things that are important in a friend? The first one is a friend you can trust. A friend you can trust at all times. As I said earlier, you want a friend to ride with you through life's journeys. So it's important that when things are not going well, you can rely on him. And when things are going well, he can celebrate with you. So I believe that's important. Another criteria would be a friend who you can enjoy life with. There's no point having a friend who you can't have fun with. There's no point having a friend who's an enemy. When you're celebrating, you want to be able to have a friend who can celebrate with you. So I believe that's an important point as well. And finally, I believe it's important for a friend to always be able to communicate with you. So what I mean by that is you don't want a friend who you hear from every 1 year. You want a friend who you hear from as regularly as possible. These are the 3 things I believe are important in a friend. Thank you. I hand back to my fellow Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Tommy, for taking us through the qualities that you find in a good friend. Timothy, is it possible for us to take one more person?
No, I think we are done.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, volunteers. And I'll be handing it over to TM Jayola. Coca.
Thank you, Topics Master. Wow, what a session. I loved each and every question asked by the Topics Master, and even more colossal were the responses received from the guests and the Toastmasters. The polls should be out on your screen where you can select your favorite table topic speaker. Please vote now. You have about 20 seconds to vote. And as you vote, we have a Toastmaster of colossal stature that would be evaluating the performance of the table topic speakers. And as we say in Toastmasters, evaluation is the breakfast of champions. The Toastmaster, the table topics evaluator of today is Toastmaster Chris Angele. Toastmaster Christopher joined Toastmasters in January 2020. He loves swimming, traveling, and reading. Please welcome to the virtual lantern, Toastmaster Chris Angele. Toastmaster Chris, please, can you take control of the meeting?
Thank you so much for that great one, Jayola. And thank you, everyone, for being here. That was a very great session of table topics. So we'll just go straight into it. I'll start with, we'll just go straight into evaluation. I'll start with the first table topic speaker. I must commend everyone that volunteered for the table topic session. Is a great fit. It means we are all yearning to learn. So the first speaker was guest Ubara, and the question you got is, what is your most thought-provoking book? What is the most thought-provoking book you have ever read? And you went straight ahead to tell us it was Think and Grow Rich. What did I like about your speech? You went and you repeated the question, and what that helps you to do is to gather your thoughts so that when you speak, you can speak very well. And also another thing I liked was you went straight into telling us the name of the book and what you learned from it, and also encouraged us to go get the book. These are the things I like. What would I have loved for you to do better? This is a virtual event, a virtual meeting. So maybe next time you should try as much as possible to switch on your camera so that we can see your beautiful face. Okay, with that said, I'll go, but overall that was a very, very beautiful one. Thank you so much, TM guest Ubara. We go straight to the second person, the second speaker, Ibrahim. Your question was, what does being heard mean to you in regard to SARS protest? Something I also liked about you as into the speech by the hoodlums and all of that the entire process and the entire protest had a lot of good. What would I have loved for you to do better is the fact that you kept on, even though I'm doing it right now, you kept on looking away from the camera as if you were talking to someone else that was, I think, at your right hand side. Maybe next time you should focus more on looking at the camera and talking to us. With that said, overall, it was a very, very great speech by you, Ibrahim. The third person is TM Abubakar Gimba. And with this speaker, you can see the experience, right? You can see that experience there. He was asked, he said, what is the most interesting for you during Christmas, right? I like the way MTN Gimba went straight to tell us that, yes, that even though he's a Muslim, but he enjoys Christmas. And then saying that, he launched into telling us the most thing he loves about Christmas, which was the food, right? And one thing I liked so much about that speech was you could see it in his facial expression when he was talking about the food. If you were looking at the camera, how you could see that love for the food in his face. And in looking at that entire speech, I don't think I have anything to recommend to you, TM Gimba. And then the fourth person is Juliet Ukene, right? This is another person I do not have anything to recommend. Maybe other people have something to recommend to you people at the end of the meeting. But what did you do good? You also did something that is a classic. You thanked everyone and tried to catch your breath, gather your thoughts. I like that a lot, right? And I also like how you went all Lagos when you went, hello, are you talking about then or now? And how you were able to also report the current situation to us and make it very, very positive. I like that, because I was expecting that you rip into it and go all ballistic, but you were able to find some positive at the end of that, right? And then the fifth person is Beverly Okoye. And the question was, who are the two most important people the people who inspire you and why, right? And what do I like about that speech? It was a great speech. It was very emotional, and it was very, very connecting. Looking at the camera while you were talking, I could see the emotions running through you when you talked about your daughter and how she sent you that SMS. And when you talked about you opening the SMS and you read it, I could imagine being there at that point in time when you opened that SMS and seeing your facial expression, because you were able to show that same facial expression. And you were also able to use stories. You didn't just tell us, this is the person that is important to me, and why is because she's my daughter. You use personal stories to show us how important these people were to you and how they help you in terms of uplifting you and being that circle of emotional bank at the moment, right? What would I have loved for you to do better? Your hand during all of this, your speech, was on the desk, right? I wish you were able to take your hands off. I was imagining why that was, but I then told myself it's because probably you wanted to lean forward and so that the camera will catch your face. But if you could position the camera in a different way, so that we can see your face and you can probably also use your hand while communicating, that would have been very, very great. And then another thing is looking away. You kept looking to the right, and I kept asking myself if someone was there. But overall, that was a very great speech. And the last person is TM Tommy. Your question was, what are the three things you look for in a good friend and why? Right? What do I like about your speech? Like I said to every other person, is a classic. You repeated the question before you started, which helped you to gather your thoughts. And you, apart from repeating the question, and most people did this too, you also thanked the Toastmaster and thanked everybody, giving you some extra 10, 15 seconds there to gather your thoughts. Your speech was very calm, and I liked it. It was very calm. You took your time. You weren't rushing, and it helped you to avoid a lot of pause fillers as you went along. Right? What would I have loved for you to do better? your camera was positioned in a way that made you look as if you were looking at the sky. Lots of space on one side, and it was as if you were on just one side and you were looking up. Maybe next time you can reposition the camera so that we can see your face. But overall, this was a very, very great table topic session. It was very, very great to watch. All of the responses were very, 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 very colossal. Thank you very, very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Table Topics Evaluator. You want to take this award of winning the colossal from me, and it's not going to happen because grammarians, I just called the word colossal. So congratulations, Toastmasters and guests. We've completed the first phase of our process to being heard. Can I hear you say, ah? Please, I need everyone to unmute their mics. So I want to feel the energy. Can I hear you say, ah? Okay. Thank you very much. So we have a 2-minute break where we can mingle, network, socialize, and have fun. And that time starts now. I will hand over control to the timer who would inform us on when that time elapses. Enjoy. Please don't forget to mingle and have fun. Thank you very much.
The Toastmaster, you told us that we should not forget to mingle, and you ran away.
No, I'm here with you.
Same, Larry, long time.
I'm here with you.
You never walk alone.
Oh, Larry.
Never walk alone.
Where have you been?
Larry.
Yeah,
you're looking spec.
No, okay. Oh, spec indeed. Oh.
Yeah, introduce me to your tailor. Let me look good like you too.
Now I'm putting on the jersey. It's
but even with the cap.
Okay, just
with
the cap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you mean the cap? Okay, we can discuss.
And it. Wow.
It blends,
looking
right?
really good. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay.
I think for my next meeting I have to dress like this. Even the glasses, the shades look like it was bought from Dubai or from the UK.
I'm feeling you. Where's
Please guess where she should be somewhere here, but she was here a while back.
TM Francis is one of our latest guests.
Yeah, we
TM
have
Francis, how are you?
TM Francis, we can see.
TM Abubakar, I saw how your face changed when you said you like
Oh,
I saw it too. There was so much passion in that speech, TM Abubakar.
TM Francis, I can see your face.
Pretty nice.
Dr. Nimi.
Okay, I can see your face now.
How are you today, Dr. Nimi?
TM Jai, you need to welcome TM Francis.
TM Francis, where's TM Francis?
I'm here. I'm here.
How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm good. And you?
I'm fantastic.
I didn't imagine it to be a lady.
That's the Toastmaster of the day.
Yes,
Francis and Francis.
Please, it's Francis, not Francis. Francis.
Francis. Is it
Francis, please?
Okay,
Francis, okay. No
French. Tu parles français?
S'il vous plaît.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much, timer. Our timer is working. Timer, you are working. I'm back again, Toastmasters and guests. I don't know if you can see my face, but I think I can see my face. If you can see my face, can I hear you say, woo? Woo! All right. So it's time for us to go to the next phase of today's meeting, which is the prepared speeches. And without further ado, our first speaker for today is Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba is currently the Sergeant of Arms for the Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters. He joined Toastmasters in 2018. He's the project manager, and when he is not eating or sleeping, he is reading. Please welcome, I also have to introduce the evaluator. So he's going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Lanre Lawal. Toastmaster Lanre Lawal is the man we just saw wearing a cap and a Liverpool jersey. He joined Toastmasters in 2018. He's an information technologist and a fashion designer. He loves dancing, salsa, watching football, singing, and reading. He is the Sergeant of Arms of our club, of the Lighthouse. Well, he's not the Sergeant of Arms. He's not the Sergeant of Arms currently.
I mean, my Toastmaster thing. Pardon?
Hey, sorry, can you please put your mic on mute? So he was the past club growth director in 2017-2018. Okay. And Toastmaster Lanre Lawal will be evaluating Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. Toastmaster Lanre Lawal, please, can you tell us the objective of Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba's speech? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, the Toastmaster of the day. And Toastmaster Abubakar, welcome to this fifth floor of your speech. You just have 3 to 4 minutes to do that, but the purpose of your speech is for the project member to practice and delivering social speeches in front of your club members. That's just the purpose. So I'll be looking out for how you toast us into your speech, how to be more socially responsible, and acceptance speech as a criteria, then a speech of honor of an individual presenting to all of us here in giving means of eulogy or a speech to honor an organization. So Toastmaster Abubakar, congratulations in advance, and I wish you best of luck while you deliver collapsely. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lanre Lawal. Please, Toastmasters and guests, welcome to the virtual lantern, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba.
Thank God Leonardo DiCaprio did not make any movie this year, else I wouldn't have won. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Toastmaster, I realized back in the day when I was growing up in primary school, at the end of every school year, there's this drama that we do. And when we do that, that is when I feel the most alive. During the school year, don't get me wrong, I do feel alive, but my performances do not reflect that. I used to be very, very poor in academics. My results were terrible. The only thing that made me going was those drama we did at the end of every school year. So for 6 years, I won the best actor. Don't get me wrong, I didn't know how to act. I just think the other people were really terrible actors. Now, fast forward to a couple of years down the line, I was watching a movie. It was a movie called Forrest Gump. I'm sure most of us here must have seen it. That acting was very terrible acting. And it turned out that person won an award for that movie, the person of Tom Hanks. So I quickly just thought to myself, why don't I just try this acting thing? I mean, who knows, I might make it. I mean, I'm a terrible actor already, but if terrible actors can win, then so can I. Why don't I just go for it? I met a couple of producers, a couple of directors. They turned me down. A lot of them turned me down because, hey, you're a terrible actor. That didn't discourage me because by this time, I already dropped out of school, so school was out of the option. I had to find a way to make it in the entertainment industry, or else I will not be able to get anything to fall back on. So I just kept honing my craft, just doing stage plays, drama, any other thing I can get my hands on. I was able to actually perfect my craft just to be able to break into Nollywood, just so I can be able to act, to see if I actually have what it takes. I've already dropped out of school. I have no option. This is it. I have to make it work. Along the line, I started acting movies, short movies. I got some cameo roles. I got few very, very little roles that I didn't pay anything. But I was happy to do it because I was passionate about it. I knew I was terrible, don't get me wrong, but it makes me feel alive. It makes me feel like I'm myself. So that was what kept me going. My agent and manager thought, you know what, there's no hope. This person is not really improving. All the roles I kept getting were really short roles. So one day I went to this director. I'm not going to say his name here because he remains to be anonymous. That he should please give me just one chance. Just one chance. I want to do the movie, but I am not going to get paid for it. I want to do it pro bono. He agreed, and that was my breakout role. I came out, and then people noticed me. And this is the reward. The 2020 award for Best Actor. I couldn't have done this without my family, my fans, and most importantly, I just want to thank God for giving me the strength and determination to keep pushing myself to this very stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. That was a great speech. At one point, I was hoping you would say, and you know, when I started acting, I went to the government house and I took up my poster and I said, "EndSARS now!" You know, I really wanted that drama, but I still loved what you did. That was a fantastic speech. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. So we will go to the next speaker for today. The next speaker is Toastmaster Dara Laleyin. She would be evaluated by Toastmaster Chinedu Omenkuku. She will be speaking from the Innovative Planning Level 1 Project 1 Icebreaker. Her speech is titled The Possibilities. So let me tell you more about Toastmaster Dara Laleyin. She is a lawyer and the current secretary of the Lighthouse Toastmaster Prestige, who joined Toastmasters in 2009. She loves Toastmasters, socializing just like me. She's just like me. Socializing, writing, reading. She has won the best table topics speaker at area contest. She is a fantastic person. She would be evaluated by Toastmaster Chinedu Omenkuku. He's an IT professional who joined Toastmasters in 2018. He enjoys playing chess. He won the best speaker. He has won lots of best speakers awards in our various meetings. I would introduce Toastmaster Chinedu Omenkuku. And Virtual Lantern Toastmaster Chinedu Omenkuku.
Thank you, the Toastmasters. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good afternoon. Today, I'll be evaluating you, TM Dara. This is your icebreaker, and the purpose of this project is for you to introduce yourself to the club and basically to learn the basic structure of a public speech. I'm sure it will be a walk in the park for you. I expect a colossal speech, and I wish you all the best, Dara. The Toastmaster.
Please welcome to the Virtual Lantern, Toastmaster Dara Laleyin. Thank you, Toastmaster Dara Laleyin. Time for you to take control.
The Toastmaster and fellow guest. It was 1992. I was 6 years old and about to be beaten. I had just taken my mom's jewelry box to school and handed out all her jewelry to my friends. I was a young, Black, skinny girl in white America. And I was so desperate to fit in. I thought I could buy their affection. It didn't quite work out. Scratch that. It didn't work out at all. I never got the jury back until today. I still remember the sting of the smack. That was me. Tall, shy, quiet, nervous. To give you some background, in JS1, I weighed 40 kg and I was 5'8". Now I weigh 65 kilograms and I'm about 5'11" and a half-ish. So I have so many nicknames. There was B.O.B., bag of bones in primary school, to skinny skeleton in secondary school. I hated those nicknames. I dreamed to get away from it all. I dreamed of being a model. I had the height, I had the looks, even though I couldn't see it. I dreamed of being an archaeologist. I loved reading, I loved history, things of old. I dreamed to get away from it all. Books were my escape, and my dreams were my fantasy reality. But you know, African parents, they can crush certain kinds of dreams. Even the strides of Oluchi, Agbani, Wizkid, Davido, Anthony Joshua can't convince them. So I eventually joined the family profession and became a lawyer, like my mom. But even that was hard. I realized that reading doesn't automatically make you a good lawyer. And that to succeed at absolutely anything, you need determination. I realized all of this after crushing defeat, failures, and tears. During this learning curve, I discovered, or rather, looking back, I should have always known that those impromptu presentations I did in high school, my love for speaking, reading, history, things of old, daydreaming, all coalesced into the knowledge that I can do absolutely anything I put my mind to. Absolutely anything. The sky, in fact, there are no limits. Looking back on it now, I tell myself that I may not be model statistics anymore, or well, depends on who's asking, but I've never felt more gorgeous than I do right now. I think the problem was I was always seeing myself, looking at myself the way others saw me. What they called me in primary school, what they called me in secondary school, how people made fun of me, the challenges, I wasn't good enough, I couldn't do it, it was too hard. I never actually took time to see myself the way I was created to be, the way God intended me to be. And when I look at what I do at work, the appreciation I get, the confidence, my successes, even my Toastmaster journey, it's been a long road. But when I look at it, I smile. I smile. I smile because I realize that I am not the same girl that tried to buy affection. I am not the same person that was shy and nervous and tried to hide back from my height and tried to shy away from the fact that I was tall. You know, I would always hunch my back when I walk. No, I'm not that same girl anymore. I am not only intelligent, I am passionate, I am creative, I am kind, and most of all, God adores me. So, it's 2020. I am a young, Black girl in a world of possibilities. The Toastmaster.
What a speech. Thank you, Toastmaster Dara. You know, that was an intense speech. Did you notice when she said, I was a black girl in white America? They said, I was sad, unhappy. I felt like my emotions were being messed with. I wanted to fight against every person that made you sad and unhappy. Thank you so much for that speech. And whenever you need me to fight, please just let me know. I'm ready to fight for you. Let's go. Let's move to the next speaker of the day, Toastmaster. So the next speaker of the day, that speech really touched my heart. So I'm a bit emotional now, guys. Sorry. So let's move to the next speaker of today. The next speaker of the day is Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Benson. He will be speaking from the Innovative Planning Level 2 Project 1. His speech title is I Am a Democrat, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Juliet Okene. Let me tell you more about Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Benson. He is currently the president of the Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. He's an IT professional who loves traveling, adventure, and extreme sports. He will be evaluated by Toastmaster Juliet Okene, whom I've introduced before, but I would introduce again. Toastmaster Juliet Okene is a chartered accountant with 18 years post-qualification experience. She helps high potential individuals gain self-awareness, clarify their goals, achieve development objectives, and bridge the gap between their performance and their potential. I would please welcome Toastmaster Juliet Okene to tell us the objectives of Toastmaster Rotimi's speech. Toastmaster Juliet Okene.
Thank you, the Toastmaster of the day. TM's Rotimi's project is on leadership style. The purpose is for him to identify his styles, and he's to do this by delivering a well-prepared speech on any aspect of leadership styles. He's also expected to speak on his own styles or styles in general. Now, his speech may be humorous, informational, or any style that he chooses. I welcome to the virtual lectern, TM Rotimi, and I expect you to smash this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Juliet Okene. Please, Toastmasters and guests, welcome to the virtual lantern, Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Benson. Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Benson, you may take control of the meeting.
I am giving you a direct order. Move your vehicle from here to behind the Air Force vehicle, so that we create a buffer between the Air Force vehicle and these people. How many of you can relate with that? Recently, I saw that on social media, where an army officer was giving a police officer a direct instruction that he should move his car. You know, I love the army and I love their leadership style. I do not condone the killings at Lekki, definitely. But I love the army and the leadership style. The leadership style in the army is called the autocratic leadership style. And it's the type that just gives you a direct order, and you must follow. In fact, before we talk about the leadership style of the army, what is leadership itself? According to a definition by Kevin Cruz, who is the founder of Direct.org, he said, leadership is a process of social influence to maximize the efforts of others to achieve a task. So the key thing is, how are you able to influence others to achieve whatever task it is? Do you do it by giving them a direct order? Do you do it by soliciting ideas from them and carrying them along? Or you just leave them to do whatever they have to do but get the task done? How you go about it is what leadership style is. So back to our story in the army. The army portrays what we call the autocratic leadership style, where somebody gives you an order and you have to fall in line. You see, this leadership style is very effective in some scenarios. If you need to make quick and fast decisions, go with this style, but you must be a highly skilled person. Because this leadership style expects that you know what you have to do. It's not relying on your juniors or those you are leading. But there's a downside to it. If you want to go with this leadership style, what generally happens with those you are leading is you tend to instill fear in them. They'll be scared that if you don't follow your instructions, what will happen? It kills innovation, and it can create anxiety in a workplace. But now, if you're looking for the leadership style that will create a good working environment, that will give you a high performance team, I would suggest you go with leadership style that is called the democratic leadership style, which is the style we use in Toastmasters. Try and imagine, most of us in the club, especially the schools, we are all volunteers. I can't imagine giving the vice president education, I order you to go and do this. You just laugh at that. This is a volunteer. You can't be ordering like that. But you have to do it in such a way that you have to carry people along. You solicit for their opinions. The vice president education, what do you think about this? Vice president public, what do you think about it? The secretary, the treasurer. You get people's opinion. Then you come together and make a decision. When you use this style, what usually happens is this. Everybody feels carried along. And when they are carried along, they are consciously or subconsciously forced to sit with you on that decision and ensure that they make sure whatever it is they decide comes to pass. It's a very, very good leadership style. And that is my leadership style. That's why I said I am a Democrat. But there is a downside to this. Now, the downside to this type of leadership style is this. It slows down your decision-making process. Why? You have to get opinions or inputs from other members of your team. So if you need to make quick and fast decisions, it might not be good for you. But you can decide to switch to autocratic. So it's not as if one leadership style is better than the other. Leadership styles are scenario-based. You pick a scenario, find which one to apply to it, pick another scenario, which one do you apply to it. Now, the last one I'll talk about is what we call the laissez-faire leadership style. Laissez-faire leadership style. I love that word. It's a French word. And it means let them do. And what this one does is give them the task and let them use their initiative to do whatever they want to do. There's one popular billionaire that uses this style, and that is Warren Buffett. But if you must use this leadership style, you need to hire highly experienced people who are self-motivated, that you don't need to start spoon-feeding or following all about. You hire them, you tell them what you want them to do, and they deliver it for you. So the question is, which is the best leadership style? There really isn't the best one. But although, according to a research by Crooks in 1939, he said the democratic leadership style is the most effective leadership style. And so for me personally, I tend to use that in most scenarios, in the club, at home, in the office, even for bringing up my kids. I try to balance it. In some instances, I use democratic leadership style. In some instances, I use the autocratic. And in some instances, I use the laissez-faire. So for instance, if I'm to put percentages to it, I would say I use the democratic about 70 to 80%. Because every time I want to tell my daughter to do her homework, I need to explain to her, you need to do this. So that when you do it, it's not my name that's on the paper. It's your name, it's for your benefit. I need to explain to her why she's doing it. I need to carry her along. That way, she's able to do it. But at times, too, I just relax and I use the laissez-faire, whereby I just tell her, you need to do this, go and figure it out. I believe that helps to improve creativity. Now, but at times, kids, you have to be firm at times. So that's when that exercise come to place. Whereby I just tell her, go and do this. I'm not asking for your opinion. I can't start explaining to you. Go and do your assignments. You have to do it now. So the last question to you is this. What is your leadership style? You don't necessarily have to stick to one. Just try as much as possible to blend it as the scenario demands. It could be democratic, it could be autocratic, it could be laissez-faire. But one thing is sure, your leadership style usually reflects the kind of person you are. So I give you that assignment. Go back, sit down, and find your leadership style. The Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rotimi Benson. I must admit, you have inspired me today. So today I've decided that I don't just want to be the Toastmaster of the day, I also want to be your democratic president. So I'm about to make my speech, Toastmasters and guests. Fellow Nigerians and Toastmasters and guests, I am the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and your Toastmaster of the day. We are at the end of the second phase, and those were colossal speeches. So now it's up to you to vote for your best speakers. The poll should appear on your screen right now. Please vote. You have about 20 seconds to vote. Thank you very much. President. Okay, so now it's back. I'm back. I'm Toastmaster of the day. I'm no longer the president. So, like I always say, without evaluation, life will be chaos. So to ensure that the Toastmasters meeting, that today's meeting is not in chaos, I will be inviting the evaluators to provide feedback on the speeches that we've just heard from the speakers. I would start with the first evaluator, Toastmaster Lanre Lawal, evaluating Toastmaster Abubakar Kimba. And I would invite Toastmaster Lanre Lawal to the virtual stage. Toastmaster Lanre Lawal, you have control.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Loud and clear.
Okay, loud and clear. Thank you very much for that response, for that apt response. Toastmaster Gimba, my friend. Can you hear me, please, Toastmaster Gimba? That was a beautiful speech.
Yes, Larry.
That was a beautiful speech. A great anecdote of a speech. What do I mean by anecdote of a speech? Whereby you make it within 3 to 4 minutes to communicate to us an abstract of yourself within 2 short stories concurrently. And fellow Toastmasters and guests will agree with me, you can't get it wrong using a storytelling by carrying us along, and you are able to use some means of space and good pause, even while you're delivering your speech. And what would I have loved you to do during your speech would have been means of vocal variety, being a veteran in Toastmasters, that there's a space whereby you want to differentiate 2 different characters. I would have loved you to use a vocal variety to balance the stride. Then again, I would have loved you to maybe to choose another style to make yourself more comfortable by standing up so that you feel more relaxed to deliver the speech to us, your audience. Above all, that was a very colossal speech, short within a little time frame, and you delivered, and I don't mind to be your next evaluator in the next speech. Thank you very much, the Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Lanre Lawal. That was a very good evaluation. I would like to invite the second evaluator, Toastmaster Chinedu Omenkuku, evaluating Toastmaster Dara Laleyi. Toastmaster Chinedu Omenkuku, you have control.
Thank you, the Toastmaster. See, Dara, let me start by saying I was surprised when I was told I would evaluate you because you're such a colossal Toastmaster. So that being said, I was expecting you to definitely wow us, and you did a colossal job at that. Your speech was wonderful. It was like a silver-lined icebreaker. It was very good. It was very, very good. You used very nice connecting tone. I mean, you started with a very personal story that has very deep emotional undertone. Your story was consistent all through, leading up to the highlight of you expressing your, I like the last speech particularly. You said, I am a young Black girl in a world of possibilities. That was the highlight. That was beautiful. We felt connected. We got to know you. You shared some of your vulnerabilities, nicknames, you shared your dreams. We could really, really connect with you. We got to know you a lot more through that icebreaker. For the purpose of the evaluation, I'll just give some broader highlights. Your gestures, you're very apt and purposeful. You carried us along. There was good audience awareness. Your comfort level was at the rooftop. Your interest in the story you shared was a very interesting one, and you made a lot of eye contact with us. So with every evaluation, there has to be some, what can you do better? And this is my thoughts, just my personal thoughts. I think your content was very rich, but sometimes I felt you were high-paced in your delivery. Sometimes I felt I needed you to pause so that I can really digest everything you were saying, because you are really good stuff. So yes, it was very clear, but I felt you could have slowed down a little bit. And then I expected to see a little more vocal variety. I know this is a very personal speech about yourself, but when you reference some other people like your schoolmates in school and the names they called you, adding some vocal variety could have spiced up the speech a little. But all in all, it's a top-notch icebreaker. It's a very great delivery. I know you're moving on to more colossal things. Thanks for sharing a piece of you with all of us. And I wish you all the best on this Toastmasters journey. Thank you very much, TM Dara, the Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Chinedu. And our last and final evaluator is Toastmaster Juliet Okene. Toastmaster Juliet Okene, you have the virtual lantern. You have control.
Thank you, the Toastmaster of the day. TM Rotimi, please. Well done. You already know you're good and you know you were good. So, but I'll just go through the evaluation just to bore us a bit, right? Your opening made me smile. I mean, it was very energetic and it was a taint of suspense in it. So I was like, what was he going to say next, right? So I liked your opening. You defined leadership. A lot of people take it for granted and expect people to know what leadership is about, but you actually took some time to define what leadership is. So I liked that as well. Your examples were of each style, examples of each style, and the characteristics of each style was highlighted. So I liked that. You also went as far as looking at the downside of using each styles for the different scenarios, which was good. You highlighted that the different styles are situated for different scenarios and that leaders should attempt to switch styles depending on the occasion, which you highlighted with Toastmasters and your children. I liked that. Then you ended your project with a call to action. Epic. I mean, only advanced speakers do that. Well done. And your call to action for us, the audience, was for us to research our leadership styles, right? Now, what I think you can improve upon? Your use of the word of the day. I think you can do better on that. And I would challenge you now, though it wasn't necessary for this project, I would challenge you to add some humor in your very next speech so we can laugh a bit. It will make it very, very nice. Overall, lightning check, gestures check, vocal variety check, your confidence level check, camera positioning check, and you looked directly at the camera, so you engaged your audience. Overall, you met your speech objective. Well done, TM Rotimi. Well done.
Thank you, Toastmaster Juliet Okene. That was a wonderful evaluation. So right now, Toastmasters and guests, you have the opportunity to choose to vote for your best evaluator. It's on your screen right now. Please vote. As we vote, I would like to introduce my team members to give their reports on the meeting. I'll start by introducing the grammarian, TM Folashayo Omishore. TM Folashayo Omishore, you have the virtual lantern. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster, of today's meeting. It was a pleasure listening to your speeches today. I have made a note of an excellent grammar usage, such as one of the speakers said, when she was asked a question, she said, that was a rhetorical question, which means do not expect a direct answer. I love the usage of the language there. Also, I would point out some words that were used incorrectly. Someone said virtual lantern instead of a virtual. Okay, someone said virtual lantern instead of virtual lectern. So next time you should take note of that. Also, another person said, sorry, please hold on. Okay, someone said it is colossal. No, someone said it is colossal instead of it is colossal. So please take note of that. Meanwhile, I'm happy fellow members were eager to use the word of the day, which aided in making the meeting interesting and colossal. I hope everyone can use the word of the day more often in their future speeches. Then I'll call out the results. Okay, please hold on. For the result of today's, the word of the day, TM Jayola used the word of the day more. He used it 5 times. TM Juliet used it 3 times. TM Ibrahim Kazim, I don't know if it's the same, but Ibrahim Kazim used it once. TM Lange Lawal used it 3 times. TM Ned used it 3 times. So I encourage us to keep using the word of the day in our future speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, grammarian. As you can see, Toastmasters and guests, even I, the Toastmaster of the day, is not protected by the grammarian. I would like to introduce the listening evaluator to give us a report of today's meeting. Please welcome Toastmaster Chinyere to the virtual lectern. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmasters of the day. So I'm back to give my report. In as much as the network was kind of fluctuating, but the meeting was able to educate us in a larger part. So my report, someone said, I am a Muslim, but I love Christmas. Who said it?
TM Gimba.
TM Gimba.
Yeah.
Abubakar.
Someone also said, impact. You have never spent a night with a mosquito. Who said it? If you think you are too small to make an impact, you have never spent a night with a mosquito.
That's TM Beverly Okoye. Our daughter said it actually.
Sorry. Who dropped out of school just to become an actor?
Toastmaster Gimba.
TM Gimba.
Yeah, correct.
I might take this one.
Who is TM Rotimi evaluator?
TM Juliet.
Juliet Okene.
Me.
TM Juliet Okene.
Okay, yeah, correct. Army portray what type of leadership? Army portray what kind of leadership style?
Autocratic. Autocratic.
See, I'm writing.
What kind of leadership style do we practice in Toastmasters Club?
Democratic.
Okay, yeah. So who can explain to us or tell us what laissez-faire leadership style means?
Do as you please.
Self-organized.
Anyhow,
you're your own. You're your own.
But have experienced members.
Self-organized.
But not the least. Someone came up with a funny cap, wearing a glass, and he said, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?"
The cap was not funny to me. That was a beautiful cap. Never walk alone.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So over to you, Jayola Kuka.
Thank you very much, the listening evaluator. I really enjoyed your session. I would like to invite to the virtual lectern, the timekeeper, Toastmaster Timothy, to give us a report of the meeting. Toastmaster Timothy, you are invited to the virtual lectern. Okay, so since Toastmaster Timothy is having some challenges with coming to the virtual lectern, I would move on to the art counter. Toastmaster Folashayo will be providing a report on the art counter.
Thank you, Toastmaster, of today's meeting. For the art counter report, TMTC used the course fillers once. TM Beverly used it once. TM Chris used the course fillers more than 10 times. What are we going to tell TM Chris?
Don't do it again.
Don't do it again.
Don't do it again.
Okay, thank you. And over to the Toastmaster of today's meeting.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Folashayo. I would like to re-invite to the virtual lectern Toastmaster Timothy. Toastmaster Timothy, you have control.
I don't think it's on.
Okay, so I would like to move on to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Juliet Okene, to give us an evaluation of today's meeting. Toastmaster Juliet Okene, you're invited. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much. Now, these are the things I like about this meeting. But before I do, with the permission of the Toastmaster, of course, can everybody give themselves a round of applause? Today's meeting was very interesting. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now to the commendation part. The meeting started on time, and all the role players were logged into the meeting before we started. I thought that was very good. I liked that we had a lot of volunteers in the table topic section. Now, what that tells me is that the club members are willing to learn and their confidence level is very high. It takes a lot to volunteer for table topics. So we had more volunteers than the questions were, I mean, that the time permitted for us. TM Coca, can you mute your mic, please? Thank you. So we had more volunteers than the questions available for the session. I liked that. I also liked that the Toastmaster of the day attempted to make the session very interesting and very interactive. I mean, this is very hard for virtual meetings because everybody's behind their cameras and you don't see them. And you're not sure if they're even there. So to try and make the meeting interesting in this era, I think is actually very commendable. So I commend the Toastmaster for that. I loved all the role players and the way they performed their roles, especially the person that spoke last. I'm sorry, the names are skipping my head. The listening evaluator was very funny.
Chinyere Emeka.
It was very funny. The parts of the meeting that she highlighted, I mean, they were very funny. Then all the prepared speech presenters also did very well. You could see that there was a lot of work that went into it, even from the icebreaker to the more experienced speakers. Now, what are my recommendations? We need to learn to mute our mics when we are not talking, like now. TM Chinedu, please mute your mic. Mute your mic. Everybody tell TM Chinedu to mute his mic.
TM Chinedu,
mute your mic. TM Chinedu.
Don't do it again.
Don't do it. Sorry.
There are two Chinedu here.
No, Chinedu A. So a lot of people, their mics were coming up all through the meeting, which is one, distractive, and two, disruptive. So if we can practice it, especially in this era, we don't know how long we'll be in this era of virtual meetings, to mute your mic whenever you're not speaking. Apart from that, I've had so much fun today. Thank you so much. Over to you, the Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Juliet. So now it's time for us to announce the winners of each session. So I will start by playing music. And the winner, the table.
Hello.
Table round of applause for Toastmaster Beverly Okoye. Somebody is clap. Toastmaster Beverly Okoye. Do you have anything to say?
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for nominating or voting for me to win. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That was an acceptance speech.
Could you hear me properly? Just to check.
Yes,
yeah, sure. Yes, we can.
The Toastmaster is muted. I think he needs to mute himself. No, TMJ, unmute yourself.
Okay, congratulations, Toastmaster Beverly. Do you have anything to say to us? Do you have anything to say?
Thank you so much for voting for me. I enjoyed the experience. It was a little bit tasking, but it was challenging. Enabled me to think on my feet and relate it to current situations. So thank you.
Well done, Toastmaster Bev. So now I would like to call the winner. Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Benson. Toastmaster Rotimi, you're welcome to the virtual lecture. Do you have anything to say, Toastmaster Rotimi?
What I have to say is that song playing in the background.
all right, Toastmaster Rotimi. Well done. Well done. And the winner of the evaluation phase is Toastmaster Juliet Okene. Toastmaster Juliet Okene, you're welcome to the virtual lecture. What do you have to say, Toastmaster Juliet Okene? Toastmaster Juliet? Well, I think she's saying thank you to everyone. because I can't see
I'm saying
Toastmasters.
thank you, and it was an honor serving under your leadership, TM Coca.
Thank you, Toastmaster Juliet. Congratulations to all winners and all participants. We are all winners. Just like in Toastmasters, there are faces to being heard. You might be able to express yourself on social media, but there comes a time when you must speak to the world. Will you train with the Toastmasters now, or will you hope not to fumble in the future? The ball is in your court. To conclude the meeting, I'll be handing over control to the president of the Lighthouse Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Benson. Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Benson, you're invited to the virtual lantern, and I transfer control to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jai, for playing that role so well. And for your information, guests, this is the first time TM Jai is going to play the Toastmaster of the day role. And I think he did a very good job. And that's why we're in Toastmasters, to always learn. Now, without wasting too much of our time, I have a couple of announcements. Before that, I'd like to thank all the role players today, all the role players, those that deliver speeches today, and the audience. Just want to thank you for coming for today's meeting. Thank you. We have an announcement. If you are a member and you have not yet taken a part, you've not yet chosen a part on Pathways, please go ahead and do that today. Today is the last day that you'll be allowed to do that. At this point, we'd like to meet the guests in our midst. If this is your first time of joining the Toastmasters meeting, please could you unmute your microphone, turn on your video, and let's meet you. Let's know how you learned. Tell us your name, how you learned about the meeting, and what you found interesting about the meeting. Please, the guests in the house.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Esther, the beloved. Okay. I got to know about the meeting from Toastmaster Olanrewaju Lawa. I'm a digital marketer.
Okay.
So that's all about me. Okay, about today's meeting, wow, I really learned a lot from everyone. It's interesting. I would love to be like them someday. So can't wait. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Please, there is a link in the chat box. Kindly put details in the link. We'll get back to you after the meeting.
I should click on it. Okay, all right.
I'm filling your details.
Hello.
Other guests in the house. Yeah, hello.
Yes, my name is Lulu. I heard about the meeting, from a relative, and decided to reach out. And regarding today's meeting, it's been awesome. You guys are pretty organized, and I have a lot to learn from you guys. Good stuff from you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other guests in the house, please?
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
My name is Uche. So I'm a guest. Today was my first day. I heard about the meeting from Ayatollah and Ikenna. I actually started Googling about it from Google. So I was able to reach out to Ikenna, who linked me up with Ayatollah. So after today's meeting, I think I've been so inspired, and it's been really good. I hope to be part of it. So just basically, it's been a great meeting. So I'm glad I joined. Thank you.
Welcome. We are glad you're here.
My name is, can I speak?
Yes, you can speak. Please go ahead.
My name is, good morning, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Kiri. I'm a medical doctor. And I feel very glad and intimidated at the same time. It was a wonderful statement, and I hope to be this family. Thank you. How I got to know about this? A friend of
Hello,
mine,
sir.
Thank you, Doctor. Please, guest in the house.
Hello, sir.
Hello, yes.
I'm with you.
Okay, I said so. Please do not forget to click on the link in the chat box.
Yes, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Okay, any other
I
guest?
can't see the link.
Okay, yes, I'm filling the form.
Okay, thank you. Any other guest in the house, please? Guest.
Hello, everyone. Hello,
Yes.
everyone.
Pauline.
Yeah,
Hello,
my name is Pauline. I got to know about Toastmaster class through a webinar I attended, Career Masterclass. So one of the presenters mentioned that if you want to improve on your communication and public speaking skills, you can actually join Toastmasters close to you. So I went to Google and then I searched for Toastmasters here in Lagos. And then there were about 3 of them listed. One is Surulere, and then Lighthouse came up. Lighthouse is the only one, I think, at the moment, presenting, having online sessions. So I immediately contacted, sent a contact, initiated contact, and then I got the invite. Now, what I loved about today's meeting is the way everybody presented, the thinking on your feet, speaking on your feet and all that. And I know I have challenge with thinking and speaking on my feet. So I believe I'll be able to learn a lot when I become a member. Thank you very much.
Definitely. It requires practicing, doing it often.
Yeah.
Okay, any other guests in the house, please? Any other guests? Let me see.
Hello, hiya.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
My name's Tommy. I learnt about Lighthouse Toastmasters from the Toastmaster website.
Oh, okay.
I liked about the meeting the questions on listening. I thought that was really creative and very interactive. But I loved everything about the meeting. So just picking that would be very unfair of me. It was a really, really, really good meeting. Thank you.
Okay. Nice to have you around. Any other guests in the house? Please, let's meet you. Let's meet you. Just counting.
TM Rotimi, you look like Fashola.
Should I take that?
Yeah,
Is that a compliment?
Are you looking for a camp?
They're just trying to meet the guests, so please.
I don't have investigating.
He's investigating guests. My president, at least you should feel me that bad.
Okay, I don't think Ayodeji Joe. I'm not sure if we've met. Okay, if we don't have any, Lolo.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Ayodeji Joe. Yes, I was at the meeting the last time, so I'm a guest, but this is not my first time.
Okay,
so this is my second time at the Toastmasters. Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you very much.
Okay, TM Rotimi, we have Ayo Larry too. She's a guest. This is not her first time. And yesterday was her birthday. So I don't know when she's joining.
What do you call her name, please? Ayolanri.
Yeah. Not Olanriwaju. I know the other Olanriwaju is.
I can say Ayolanri.
Yeah. Yesterday was her birthday, so she needs to tell us when she's joining.
Ayolanri, please, can you just put on the spot? Can you show on your camera? And unmute your mic. Okay, I don't think we have any other guests in the house.
Have we met Dr. Nimi?
First time in the house.
Dr. Nimi, I think it's our first time.
Yes, we have.
Yes, Dr. Nimi just spoke.
Introduce ourselves.
I didn't finish what I was saying anyway, but it's fine.
Oh, please go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, it's not fine. We need to hear you.
Yes, so I got to know about Toastmasters from my friend in Port Harcourt because I used to live there at the time. We came into Lagos 3 years ago, and last year I was desperate about joining a group, a Toastmasters group. So this, I don't know what happened, but this year I decided to join, and Mr. Gimba has been very helpful. I thank him a lot for the push. I mean, he's helped me a great deal, and I'm happy that I'm here. I hope to be more confident. I hope to be more articulate because I do a lot. Okay, right now I have pause. I'm doing a lot of pause, and that's so I have to learn how to get past all that. I'm happy I joined today. It was phenomenal. All of you guys are wonderful, and I hope to be a part of you and get better at public speaking. Thank you.
You are definitely welcome, and I can guarantee you're in the right platform. We all started as novice, but just like everything you do, if you keep practicing, you get better day by day.
Thank you.
Frances, would you like to say hi to us? TM Rotimi would like to. Frances,
yes, TM Frances, the latest TM in town.
Okay, hi everyone. This is not my first time. This is not my first time attending this meeting here.
We know.
My Toastmaster Larry is pushing me, but I like this session. It's really interactive. I'm here to learn a lot about public speaking, improve my communication skills and help my post fillers because I say that a lot, and also with time I know I'll get better. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Okay, I think we've come to the end of the meeting. So once again, I'd like to call on those that joined: Esther, Obogun, Uche, Dr. Nimi, Pauline, and Tommy. And by the powers conferred on me as the president of the club, I hereby adjourn this meeting to November 14th by 11 a.m. That is in exactly 2 weeks' time. We're going to convene here again at 11 a.m. Thank you all, and do have a great weekend and great week next week. Bye.
No pictures, paparazzi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to show them certificate of attendance. I need pictures that I came today. Bye. Bye, everyone. See you.
You need to see your cap, Tim Larry.
Oh, okay. Oh, TM Salif, it's been a while.
Yes, sir.
I'm
You're
really
looking good.
Please, if you have not yet picked a part on Pathways, once again, kindly go ahead.
So that means we have to go and log in now.
Yes, if you have picked a part, you need to do that.
Let me try and remember my password. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. TM Salif, you are the host. So
wow,
you can.
TM Rotimi, that your speech was fire, man.
Yeah, so it was hot.
Thank you, thank
you. It was hot. You were firing on all cylinders.
Thank you. TM Chris. Okay, I don't think it's by his phone.
TM Joy Cheyenne. Well done. Behind the scenes. Is she here? Joy.
Was the chief controller.
Yes, sir.
Chief financial officer, coordinating everything and making sure the process goes according to plan. Well done, TM Joy. Well done, everyone. TM Abubakar Gimba. At first, I thought you were giving that your speech was real. I know that it was fiction.
TM Abubakar. TM Abubakar. Is he there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, TM Salif, TM Jai Poka.
Okay, you took us on an emotional ride. We were just praying that you blow in your story. Until you eventually did.
Yes,
he won the award. Best male actor.
I was going to cry for you.
No, there was no need. I won.
Until we all won the award.
True. And Jayakoka, I'm surprised to hear that this is your first time playing Toastmasters today.
His second, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, second.
No, this is my first.
This
I've
is
not
his
played
first.
it before.
That was what
Yeah.
your impression said.
I've not played it before. It was interesting. I mean, I'll improve over time.
You did well, to be honest. Actually, you did really well. I mean, it's difficult to control a virtual audience. So kudos.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
Right.
I'm eating some goat meat here. Yeah, Abubakar, I'm eating some goat meat here.
You're eating some goat meat. Oh, you're telling me now. Send me some.
I want to, and I don't want to eat goat meat, so I want to reach it now.
Without sharing. She's just announcing it without sharing with us.
This is not good. Next time, send it to everyone first before announcing.
No problem.
She's making me salivate here.
I'm telling you.
And Toastmaster Chris. Wonderful evaluations.
But Toastmaster Chris, can you hear? We need that is post freelance.
Is he here?
I don't know if anybody took note of that.
10 post freelance. Chai.
Okay, he had 10 because I didn't even hear the report then.
He had 10.
I know. I was like, he has to win it. Or who won it?
It was him.
It was him.
I was like,
It was a good evaluation.
Oh yes. He was on point. He actually captured what he needed to capture and everything. Nice one.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Stop the recording. You can stop the live feed.
I'll be going off.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Can end the meeting, so it not stops.
So
because
end the meeting.
the host.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Take care. Bye.